Hello and welcome to the Collapse Experiment. Well, times are getting weird. So I've known for a while now that my evening job is doing some adjusting, you can say. So we deliver things. I won't say who this company is, but certain contracts have been made between Amazon and the post office, and Amazon is building their own facilities in the area. And now the post office is primarily taking care of a lot of their deliveries, which means we are not. We've seen this coming for a while. So about a year ago, they had started working on a runway in Lansing. This was primarily for an Amazon plane, okay? So everything that's being delivered in the state of Michigan gets flown into Lansing. Central location, makes sense. And then from there, it's dispersed to the post office, or if there's an Amazon delivery center, really taking out the middleman. The other interesting thing that I've come across over the past couple of months was that over on the West Coast, the same company that I work for has been modifying their distribution centers, which means getting rid of the smaller hubs, like the one that I work at, consolidating everything into the bigger centers, and then automating the bigger centers to fire a lot of the warehouse staff. I've been seeing these articles. It's like Seattle, Portland. I want to say there are some in like Phoenix, but this has been going on for a while. And when I brought it up at work, oh, they're just testing some stuff out. No, they're not. Don't piss on my leg and say that it's raining, okay? So as of this week, as you know, I've had a couple of days off and I've been doing stuff around the house, primarily upstairs. Because when do I ever get a freaking evening off except for the weekends, and weekends are taken up by family time. Which means no remodeling, okay? That's not a family thing. So I've been trying to take advantage of that. I knew that this was coming. What I didn't know was the other things that they'd be doing with this current situation, which is we knew they were going to lay off drivers due to the decline in packages that need to be delivered. What we didn't know was that they're going to lay off so many drivers that the drivers that are left are now working 12 to 14-hour shifts, scheduled shifts, as in we're loading as much crap into your truck as possible until you hit your DOT hours type stuff. Now, with the contract that we have, drivers can also file a grievance, a complaint with the company, in which case they also get paid triple time for shifts that are scheduled like that. Of course, my first question is, how does this math add up? How is it that you're willing to pay drivers triple time to cover for the 4 or 5 drivers that you're just not willing to put out on the road? It just doesn't make any sense. So a lot of us have come to the conclusion that they're trying to see what they can get away with, how few drivers they can operate with and still function the way that it's supposed to. So yeah, I have a feeling that within the next year, like by next Christmas, sometime between now and next Christmas, like my job's just not gonna be there, because the way they're automating these centers is one or two guys unloads the truck onto a conveyor belt. That conveyor belt has scanners dangling over it that look at the packages, scan them, figure out which truck it's supposed to go on. The cameras then continue to track that package, and once it gets to the truck that it's supposed to go on, a nice little handle goes boop, and it gets bumped over so that it gets loaded into a truck. So yeah, this is what's happening. And they've had this technology for a while. I remember seeing videos of them working on this like 15, 20 years ago. And now they're implementing it. So I need to look for a new job. Ay. Thing is, I like my morning job. I do, but it's part-time, no benefits. But I don't get treated like garbage. People actually appreciate me, and no complaints. No complaints. But my evening job is what provides health insurance, which is a whole nother video. I think is just another bullshit scam of banks in between you and your doctor, where that really shouldn't be a thing. It's also a lot of the reason why healthcare is so expensive is because of the agreements between pharmaceutical and insurance companies, and they're all in bed together. It's all incestuous, okay? There's a reason things are the way that they are. Nobody's losing money, okay? So that's where I'm at right now, trying to figure out what exactly I do for the next year. In the meantime, I do have this YouTube channel. I am surprisingly over 850 subscribers now, reaching up to that 1,000-point mark. I'm only about halfway to the 4,000 hours of watch time that's needed. However, I think I did figure out a few problems I was going to come across once the channel actually got monetized. If it gets monetized. At this point, better monetize. But no, I did figure out, because I've had people have said like, hey, we'd like to see your pipe collection. Like, are you still going to do tobacco reviews? Well, that's a huge no-no on YouTube. Like, that was, what, 2018 was when they decided that, like, all the pipe channels who didn't just enjoy a pipe or talk while smoking a pipe, they also reviewed other things and enjoyed to do other things on their channels. But because they had that content on there, demonetized, right? But now they have this feature of memberships and member-only videos, where if you are a member, if you pay whatever the monthly due is, you can watch membership-only content. So I figured, well, if the ball gets rolling on this, and again, my goal is that by June, the channel is monetized. I'm doing this as like, I'm already doing this as a job, okay? Let's be honest, all right? It's like videos every day. I've been keeping up with this stuff, responding to everybody. Doesn't really feel like a job. I actually enjoy it, and man, some of the held contents that I've been coming across, yeah, those comments. Good stuff. Delete. So, yeah, that was one idea I had, was I would just end up making pipe content, members only. Therefore, it shouldn't affect the other non-related videos. I don't know. I'm probably going to have a conversation with YouTube on that. It's just a thought. Plus, as I've seen on other channels, if a video gets too spicy, somebody says something that violates the rules, You can always make that members only. You don't get ad revenue, but your people actually get to watch something that nobody else can watch. So there's also that option. I'm bouncing all this stuff in my head, right? I also have a book that I'm close to finishing. And my goal is that by the time I reach 1,000 subscribers, that will be released. It'll kind of like be a double celebration, right? Like, hey, 1,000 subscribers, got this book on Amazon. Woo! So that's another thought that I've had that I'm working on, trying to get that done. A lot of stuff is happening, but with this time off that I'm having from work, some are saying it's a couple weeks. Others are saying that it's not going to go back to normal until we hit our summer peak, which basically our summer peak is when all the vacation people, all the people who fly down south to Florida for the winter. What is the relationship between Michigan and Florida? I don't understand, but for some reason, whenever Michigan and Florida, man, are in the news, you know it's going to be good stuff. It's because they're the same person. All right, we're like a mirror image of each other, except they have alligators, we have snow. It's a fair trade, I think. There's not too many bear attacks up here. Alligators, Fluffy's going under the water. So yeah, been working on some book stuff. But yeah, they're speculating that hours are going to go back up when all the snowbirds come back up and start ordering stuff again. And then, but the problem is, snowbirds come back up north. If they're ordering from Amazon, we're not delivering it. Good times. Good times. On the bright side, I've got like a head start. Thankfully, I started working on this channel like I did. I've got several books that are on the shelf that either need to be finished or edited. So, I have stuff that I need to be doing, that I need to be getting done, that I can provide to an audience, and hopefully make up for this potential job loss. And if I'm wrong, if I am totally wrong, right? If I just happen to be the guy who's overthinking this and yeah, they're just testing out this new thing because they just felt like spending a shit ton of money revamping these distribution centers. You know, like all the people being fired over there, that was, you know, it was for the cause, right? You got to break a few eggs if you want to make an omelet type deal, right? That's what that was. That's what everybody keeps telling me. That's what that was. But no, it's coming here with this new contract. I think just about everyone knew when the new contract was signed with this company that people were going to lose their jobs because they were demanding more money. The money that they demanded, they got. The downturn is we're no longer in a lockdown situation where everybody's ordering stuff. And a lot of people are talking about how we have been in a recession, which means people are not ordering stuff. So while the union thinks that it did a good job for the people who pay their dues, in the end, they just screwed the bottom of the ladder. It took care of the people who are basically like in the middle. They've got their 10, 15 years in. I'm not even going to say 20 because a lot of people, they just retire at 20. No, if you're like halfway up the ladder, you're good. You're not one of the guys who's laid off right now who's taking hours from people like me who only work part-time, and because of the same contract, the driver can step in, still get some of their hours that they're guaranteed, even if they're laid off, blah, blah, blah. On the upside, I thoroughly hate this job. I don't like going there every single evening. I'd rather have other things to do. And if that involved making YouTube videos, writing more books, doing more research on missing people, whatever it entails, right? If it's videos of me remodeling parts of my house and showing how to cut the wood, whatever it is, I would rather do that than go to this job that I'm talking about right now. Oh my God. The people I work with, my coworkers are great. Management is a whole nother commode of stuff. Okay? So yeah, that's about financially. Financially, I'm good right now. Like, there's no need to worry. For some reason, though, my wife seems to be concerned about money not coming in, which is weird because I've never not paid the bills. That's something I can't do, okay? Like, if a bill comes in, I pay it right away. If I don't have the money, I transfer it. Whatever money I transfer, I put back. There's never been a reason to be concerned, but for some reason, this has been a thing that's been coming up. So, I don't know. It's anxiety that I don't need. I guess that's a good way of putting it. It's like she's concerned about this thing that's not something to be concerned about. And then, that puts pressure on me that doesn't need to be there because things are taken care of. Jobs like this just turn everything into a shit show. And that's pretty much how the companies run. So it kind of makes sense. But that's where things are at. That's where things are at with my evening job. That's where things are at with the channel and future projects and things that I have in the making. Still doing a lot of stuff on Substack as well. I've got 36 or 37 posts for the next month and a half that's already scheduled to come out. So if you want to follow me on there, that'd be cool. Tons of funny stories that I share on there. A lot of it is content from books I've already previously published. So in a sense, you're getting stuff like that for free. It's free stuff. It's goodies. I give you goodies, okay? Come on. Come to the dark side. We have cookies. Keep on typing.